Let's be honest, most couples either have the talk about money way too late or they just don't. At least not until a surprise credit card bill shows up and suddenly you're in a blowout fight. While money arguments might not be the most frequent topic couples fight about, studies show they're often the most intense and the most damaging and a top predictor of divorce. But what if money could be a source of connection, not conflict? What if there was a way to build a rich life together, literally, without all those shouting matches and sleepless nights? Hi, I'm Emily, your big sister in finance and founder of Soro, where we make personal finance clear, relatable, and actually useful for young women figuring out life and money together. If this is something you're into, then keep watching and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And welcome to Soro. Okay, so forget everything you've been told about needing to have one big awkward money conversation. That's like trying to build a house with a single swing of a hammer. It just doesn't work. The real secret to financial success as a couple isn't some massive, terrifying talk. It's a series of smaller conversations that happen over time. In this video, I'm going to give you the exact word for word scripts and a step by step playbook to navigate money at every stage of your relationship, from the first hello all the way to I do and beyond. So stick with me, and I'll show you how to build a future together with zero financial surprises. Okay, so before we get into the scripts, let's lay out the framework. We're going to break down the money conversations you need to have across four distinct stages of your relationship. Think of this as your financial roadmap. You wouldn't set off on a cross country road trip without a map. So, why would you start a life together without a financial one? Stage one, the early dating phase, where your main job is to just observe. Stage two is getting serious phase, where you start sharing more than just your Netflix password. And stage three, the moving in and engagement phase, where things get logistical. And then lastly, stage four, marriage and long term planning, where you truly start building as a team. So let's jump in at the beginning. So, in the first few months of dating, the last thing you want to do is ask someone for their credit score. Now, some so called experts will tell you to bring up finances on the first date. My question is, have these people ever really been on a first date? It's terrible advice. The early dating stage isn't about numbers, it's about values. The only job is to watch, listen, and start to understand their relationship with money. This is where you start to uncover their money script. A money script is a set of unconscious beliefs we have about money, usually formed when we're kids. How did their family treat money? Was it a source of stress or security? Were they taught to pinch every penny, or was money meant to be enjoyed? Understanding their script and your own is the foundation for having empathy down the road. So instead of asking, how much is your 401k? You use subtle, open ended questions to get to their values. The goal is to get a clearer picture of who they are and see how your financial philosophies might align. So, here are a few light conversation starters you can weave into your dates. To understand their goals, you can say, if money were no object, what would you do with your life? Or a more grounded version, what are some of the big things you're hoping to do in the next 5 years? This tells you what they prioritize. Is it travel and experiences, or is it stability and buying a home? To understand their background, you can ask, it's funny how different families are about money. How did yours handle it growing up? This simple question can reveal whether they come from a mindset of abundance or scarcity, which has a huge impact on how they act as an adult. To understand their definition of success, you could ask, what does financial freedom actually look like to you? For one person, that's $1 million net worth. For another, it's just having the freedom to quit a job they hate. Neither is right or wrong, but a huge mismatch here could signal friction later on. During the stage, pay attention to their actions too. Do they live a champagne lifestyle on a beer budget and complain about being broke? Are they generous with wait staff? Are they constantly talking about their latest crypto gamble or always stressed about debt? These aren't judgments, they're data points. You're just gathering information to see if your core values line up. Because if one of you sees money as a tool for security and the other sees it as a tool for status, you're setting yourselves up for problems. Okay, so you've been dating for a while. You're exclusive. You said the L word. Welcome to the getting serious stage. Now it's time to move from values to visibility. This is where you start sharing the actual numbers. I know it sounds scary, but financial intimacy is a huge part of a healthy long term relationship. And it's no surprise that research shows couples who communicate openly about money tend to be happier and more satisfied in their relationships. So, the biggest hurdle to clear here is debt. Hiding debt is a form of financial infidelity and it completely shatters trust. You have to be honest. So, how do you bring it up without making it feel like an interrogation? You schedule it. Don't ambush your partner when they're tired or stressed. Try saying this: Hey, I'm so excited about where we're headed, and I want to make sure we're always on the same page. I think it would be really good idea to talk about our financial situations, including any debt we have, so we can tackle it as a team. I'm happy to go first. How about we set aside some time this weekend to chat about it over a glass of wine? This script is great for three reasons. It frames the conversation around your shared future, so where we're headed. It uses team language, making it collaborative, not confrontational. It lowers the defenses by offering to be vulnerable first. I'm happy to go first. And when you have the talk, put it all out there: student loans, credit card debt, car loans. Remember, the number itself is less important than the plan to deal with it. Once everything is on the table, you can start to face it together. The next crucial step in this stage is building your financial safety nets. Start by setting a small shared financial goal, like saving for a vacation. Open a joint savings account and start contributing. This is your first practice run at working together financially. But, and this is a non negotiable, even as you start merging your goals, you must each maintain your own individual emergency funds. This fund should cover 3 to 6 months of your personal living expenses. This isn't about mistrust, it's about autonomy and security. If one of you loses a job, has a medical emergency, or even needs to leave the relationship, you have a cushion. It protects both of you. A 2025 bank rate report found that fewer than half of Americans have enough savings to cover 3 months of expenses, which shows just how critical this buffer really is. Having this fund provides peace of mind and allows you to both operate from a place of strength, not of desperation. All right, so I know this is a lot of information, and remembering the right questions and scripts for each stage can be tricky. That's why I've created the free conversation cheat sheet that lists out all the key conversation starters for every stage we're discussing. You can download it at the link in the description. It's my gift to you to help you make all these talks as smooth as possible. Okay, so this is the stage where the financial rubber really meets the road. When you decide to move in together or get engaged, you're no longer just managing your own money, you're co managing a household. And for that, you need a system. One of the most effective systems for most couples is the three bucket or hybrid model. It works like this: bucket number one, your account. This is your personal checking account where your paycheck lands. Bucket number two is going to be their account. This is your partner's personal checking account where their paycheck lands. And then bucket number three, our account. This is a new joint checking account you open together. This account is for all shared expenses: rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, subscriptions, date nights, you name it. So, how do you fund the hours account? Well, you've got two main options. You can split costs 50-50, or you can contribute proportionally based on your incomes. If you earn similar amounts, a 50-50 split can work great. But if there's a big income gap, a proportional split is usually the fairer way to go. Here's how that works. So let's say your total shared monthly expenses are $4,000. You earn 100 grand a year and your partner earns 50,000. Your total household income is 150,000. That means you earn two-thirds of the income and your partner earns one-third. So you would contribute two-thirds of the shared expenses, so $2,640, and your partner will contribute one-third, so $1,360. The beauty of this system is that it gives you both teamwork and autonomy. You work together to run the household from the hours account, but you still have your own money in your personal accounts to spend, save, invest however you want, no questions asked. This simple trick eliminates so many arguments over small purchases. And before you walk down the aisle, there are a few more big conversations to have. You need total transparency on credit scores. Share them. A low score can affect your ability to get a mortgage at a good rate. Investment philosophy. Are you an aggressive crypto lover while they're a conservative index fund investor, or vice versa? You need to understand each other's risk tolerance. Number three, family obligations. Is one of you expected to financially support aging parents? That needs to be on the table. Number four, long term life goals. Do you want kids, private or public school? Does one of you dream of retiring early? These goals have a massive financial price tags and you need to be on the same page. Congratulations, you're married. In the eyes of the law, you are now a financial unit. This is the stage where you zoom out and start planning for the next 40 to 50 years. We're talking retirement, estate planning, and yes, the often dreaded prenup. So let's reframe the prenup. For generations, it was a dirty word that signaled you were already planning for divorce. That view is incredibly outdated. Today, a prenup is one of the best tools for creating financial transparency and trust before you get married. It's not about planning for failure, it's about creating an honest business plan for your life partnership. And the trend is clear. Prenups are on the rise, especially with younger generations. Recent data shows that a significant number of millennials who are married or engaged have a prenup, with some polls suggesting the figure could be as high as 47%. Why? Because people are getting married later, often with more assets, businesses, or debts of their own. A prenup simply clarifies what's yours, what's mine, and what becomes ours. It protects everyone and it forces you to have the most radically honest financial conversations of your life, which is an amazing foundation for a marriage. Beyond the prenup, your focus in marriage shifts to building your joint future. This means joint financial planning. You need a unified plan for your money, including a joint budget, a debt repayment strategy, and an investment plan. Retirement planning. You're saving for retirement as a team now. Maximize your 401ks and IRAs and work toward a shared goal. As a benchmark, many financial planners suggest aiming for an annual retirement income of around $100,000 for a comfortable lifestyle, though the US median for retired couples is closer to 85,000. All right, so estate planning. This is another crucial but often ignored step. Getting wills, trusts, and powers of attorney in place ensures your partner is protected and your wishes are honored if something happens to you. This isn't about planning for death, it's an act of love. So, across all of these stages, from the first date to your 50th anniversary, there is one single habit that will determine your financial success as a couple: the monthly money date. This is the thread that ties everything together. It's a scheduled, reoccurring time to check in on your financial life as a team. So here's how to make it work. All right, start off. What is it? It's a 30 to 60-minute check in to review your finances. This is not a time for blame or criticism, it's a positive, forward looking huddle for your household. When do you have it? Put it on the calendar like any other important appointment. The first Sunday of the month, for example. How do you do it? Create a simple agenda. Review last month's budget, check in on your savings, goals, celebrate your wins, no matter how small, and talk about big expenses coming up. And most importantly, make it fun. Pour a glass of wine, order takeout, and make it a ritual you actually look forward to. Regular money dates keep communication open, stop financial problems from festering, and make sure you're always moving in the same direction. It transforms money from a topic you avoid to a shared project that you're really both really excited to work on. In conclusion, building a financial life with a partner isn't a destination, it's a journey. It starts with quietly observing values in the early days of dating. It evolves into sharing numbers and building safety nets as you get serious. It becomes a logistical reality of shared budgets when you move in together. And finally, it solidifies into a unified long term strategy in marriage. Key takeaway is this: financial intimacy is built over time through a series of small, honest conversations, not one big, scary talk. You don't have to solve everything all at once. By following this staged approach, you replace anxiety with a clear plan and you turn potential conflict into a powerful connection. You build your rich life together, one conversation at a time. Now, I want to hear from you. What is the single best piece of financial advice you've ever gotten in a relationship? Drop it in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to Soro for more guides on building a life you love. Thanks for watching.